This movie just doesn't work. Spoilers. Hello, welcome to Just My Thoughts. I'm your host, Khaleel Ward. On this episode, I'll be talking about Project Silence. It's a movie on Prime Video. It's Korean, although I watched it in English. That might have been a mistake on my part because it just comes off as silly with the English language. It's supposed to be a horror action movie. It's not really scary. It's not a lot of action. There are many characters that we follow, but the main character is some guy who works for the government and his daughter. They are trapped on a highway. They're trapped on a bridge. So all the characters are, doing their own thing. And then there's a crash on the bridge because somebody is just driving way too fast. And he crashes, and then it just becomes like a pileup. And this heavy fog just appears, and everybody's just crashing into each other. This military vehicle is also on the bridge. It crashes, and the convoy, it opens up, and there are dogs in there. Just a bunch of dogs with like a vest on and everything. And they look mean, but they don't look like, nothing's crazy. Turns out these dogs have been experimented on. And you have the scientist who's in charge of the program and everything. He's on his laptop and looking like, okay, where are all the dogs? Let's make sure they're good. And there's this one dog in particular he can't find. The dog is called Echo 9, right? So Echo 9 took out her tracking device. So now all the survivors on the bridge, they just think, oh, we crashed and everything. We gotta get off this bridge, and it's kind of like falling apart. And then the dogs start attacking the humans. And they're like freaking out, like, what is going on? What is happening? And then the main guy, he works for the government in terms of trying to, keep the public safety. So he's figuring out what's going on, but trying to call his boss and like spin up a story about what's really going on and not mentioning the dogs and stuff. But as the movie goes along, he starts uncovering more details about the project. The scientist guy is trying to tell us and tell the audience and the people like what's really going on with these dogs and why they are so upset. Like why this one particular dog, Echo 9, is trying to kill him. It's because they basically killed her puppies, and every dog is cloned from her, but they also killed her puppies. So now she's just really angry and wants to kill the doctor. Eventually the survivors like bond together. They all had their gripes with each other, and then they come together to try to figure out a plan how to get off the bridge and save each other. People die. It's not really bloody. It's not really scary. Like the dogs are not scary enough, and it's really dark and foggy, so it's hard to see. It just doesn't work as a premise. Again, I did watch it in English, so it just felt extra silly. Maybe if I would have watched it in the original language, some scenes would have been a little bit more serious, but I just couldn't really get into it. I couldn't find a groove of like, oh, I care about these characters, or I want to see the dogs win. I didn't feel anything watching this movie, and I was just like, it could have worked. They would have tweaked some things, but watching it, I was just like, this is very boring and dark in terms of I could barely see what's going on, and the dogs are not really getting to tear people apart. Maybe that would have made it a little better if it was like really super bloody and the dogs could really go to work, and they just didn't. And I was just sitting there like, this is a miss for me. I don't like this, and I can't recommend it for you. It's called Project Silence. You'll probably see it pop up on your feed on Prime Video, but you can skip this one because it's not entertaining enough for what it is. If it was entertaining, I would recommend it, but it's boring. I didn't like it. But those are just my thoughts on Project Silence. If you watched the movie, let me know what you thought about it.